Good morning. This is Charles Benninghoff, this 22nd day of March 2016, and today I'm going to be discussing the terror attacks in Brussels carried out by Muslims and the disastrous U.S. congressional response to that Muslim terror attack. The GOP leadership is pushing House Concurrent Resolution 106, which would give Barack Obama the authority to declare martial law and deploy the military in American cities to battle the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, an entity nicknamed ISIL. Our concern is that Congress will use the attacks in Brussels or some future attack as a pretext to pass this martial law authorization. Two U.S. senators, including Jeff Sessions of Alabama, who is a well-known conservative and hawk when it comes to being opposed to allowing unvetted refugees into America, had just passed through the airport in Brussels, and this may have been an assassination attempt on those two senators. That ISIL knew of Senator Sessions' trip and whereabouts is a direct reflection of how deeply Muslim extremists have penetrated the United States government. Suicide bombs were set off at the airport in a subway station. Those attacks left at least 34 dead and around 200 wounded. ISIL bombed two of the only American companies in the middle of a European airport, American Airlines and Starbucks. Since Barack Obama has been in office, the number of Muslims in the United States has skyrocketed by 1 million per year, according to research done by our church. Pray for us, pray for the United States. You can see more about that research at www.prayfor.us. With numbers like that, it is only a matter of time before we see more jihadi attacks in America. Instead of stepping in earlier to stop this threat, Congress is now responding by attempting to pass more and more police state measures. This brings us to the House Concurrent Resolution 106, which is being debated in the House Foreign Affairs Committee. There is an identical bill in the Senate known as Senate Joint Resolution 29. So what's happening is they're putting America into a martial law state with joint resolutions. Listen to that. The United States is being thrust into martial law through the use of a joint resolution. No legislature, no real committee or vetting process, just throwing the power of an emperor at the feet of Emperor Obama. This bit of information was authored by Senator Lindsey Graham, and it grants Barack Obama the authority to deploy the military in America, any city, any county, any state, to protect national security against ISIL, and there really is no definition of what ISIL really is. In other words, the federal government created this problem by importing millions of foreign Muslims, and now they want to solve the problem by imposing martial law on the entire nation. That's you and me and our families. Why? To protect themselves and their families. We have no doubt that if Obama is granted martial law authority, that he will use it to implement gun confiscation against American citizens. The biblical response to this would be to tell American families to arm themselves and be prepared to defend their communities while going about their lives. When the Israelites, for example, faced an existential threat like the one we face today, Nehemiah remarks in chapter 4 in verses 17 and 18, "Those who built on the wall and those who carried burdens loaded themselves so that with one hand they carried on the construction and with the other they held a weapon. Every one of the builders had his sword girded to his side as he built." Here's how you can help. Send faxgrams to the Foreign Affairs Committee immediately and tell them to defeat HCR 106. Granting Barack Obama the authority to declare martial law in American cities is not the proper way to respond to this threat. Since the joint resolution is in both the House and the Senate, we recommend sending faxgrams to as many members of Congress as you can, and do it now before they ram this martial law bill through. And you will see at the bottom of our screen explicit directions on how to get to our campaign pages so you can take part in this momentous effort to protect the United States from the martial law of Emperor Obama. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you Godspeed.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.